Hi, I'm Tim Boss, and welcome to the first in our series of ShareRing Link training videos. I hope you enjoy it. Hola, soy Tim Boss, y bienvenidos al primero de nuestra serie de sharing, enlace videos de entrenamiento. Espero que lo disfrutes. Okay, so what we're going to do today is do a very quick demo on how to connect ShareRing Link to a product called Zapier. Zapier is basically a middleware product that allows you to create workflows that connect one system to another. It does all of the heavy lifting to convert the language of one system to the language of another system. Zapier connects and integrates with over 7,000 different systems. And if it doesn't integrate with the system you want it to, you can actually make it so that it connects to any custom APIs or things like that. So this can actually be created by somebody that doesn't know anything about coding. I'm not going to do any coding to create this in the demo. It's all going to be using user interfaces. There are a couple of, say, advanced words such as webhook and things like that, but it's quite easy to get through. I can give you 100 examples or 1,000 examples of the different types of systems that Zapier can connect to. So, for example, a lot of companies use Salesforce, not just for CRM or customer management. They may use it for mailing, user management, user login, various things that they use it for. So this can easily connect to that. It can connect to some other large systems like SAP or Siebel. It can connect to things like MailChimp if you're just doing people for signing up to mailing lists. It can connect to property management systems if you're allowing people to create accounts, do bookings or checking into things like hotels or other properties like Airbnbs or things like that. It can help you do things like some KYC. It can help you do things like prove who you are for currency exchanges. There's really no limit on the types of systems that this connects to. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is share my phone and also the screen at the same time so you can see what's going on. And I'll stop sharing my phone at times when you don't need to see it. So first thing I'm going to do is sign in. Signing in is as simple as opening ShareRing Pro app or the ShareRing app and scanning the QR code. So I scan the QR code. I do my fingerprint to allow me to log in. And now I'm logged in. So I have a full account. So this means I've upgraded to the premium account. What that basically means is I can have full user management. So I can allow other people within my organization to create queries and review the queries. I've got full access to reports. I can also add a lot more query types and data to the queries that I create. With the basic account, the queries are limited to just user added information, not verified information. And that's a really important distinction. So when you're asking someone their name or their age or something like that, you're asking for things that are not verified by us or any third party if you're using the free account. If you upgrade to the premium, which I have, then you actually have the option to receive verified information. So let's start by creating a query. And the query name, I'm just going to call this Zapier demo. The query title can be, this is test. The message to users after sharing it is, thank you for sharing. And the endpoints. So this is very important. This is where you actually tell our system that it's passing data over to Zapier. Now to do this, what I need to do is basically go over to Zapier and start creating what's called my Zap. So let's do that now. Zapier's recently added some AI to help you create the Zaps, make it a lot easier to create those, or they've got some templates so you can go down and look at what popular templates there are. I'm going to try out doing the AI this time. So what I want to do is connect a webhook API to let's do Google Sheet. So we'll create a row in Google Sheet. Very simple demo to do. And that's perfect. So when you're actually creating it, if you're doing it manually, what you want to do is catch a webhook and then based on the information that you've caught, create a spreadsheet row. So click try it. And the first thing we need to do is catch a hook. So if I click on that first one, it's given me a URL that I need to use. So this URL is all I need to copy into the ShareRing Link webhook. So I'll copy that, go back to ShareRing Link, and then the endpoint is what I paste there. The next thing is I choose what's called a scheme. The scheme is effectively which app is used when you scan the query QR code by using the standard sort of iPhone, Android QR code scanner. So if you scan, say, the QR code and it said as Identify Me, that would use the old Identify Me app, or you can use Sharing Me or Sharing app, or if you've got one that's white label, you can use a custom one there. So in this case, I'm going to use Sharing Pro app. I'll change the app color to black at the top there. So that just shows what's on it. On the right-hand side here, you can also see what the user will see when they're using the product too. So then we go to the next step. This is where I choose what question I'm asking of the people. What I'm going to do in this case is look for generic value of person's name, and I'll accept user added. So I'll accept the lowest level of verification. So it's not even verified, or I can do sharing verified, doesn't matter. And then what I might do is also ask for the person, country, and make sure that it's sharing verified. So the highest level of verification. And then I'm going to ask for a custom value of booking ID. And that's basically it. So let's go over to the next step and the message to the users before they share. So when it comes up to telling them what they're going to be sharing, this is going to be the message. So I'm just basically going to call it Zapier test. That should be fine. That's what I'll use. And then the next section allows you to basically change the order of things. You can sort of put name down the bottom, or maybe move it back to the top. So I want name, then passport country, then booking ID. Required attribute means whether or not it's optional. So you might be asking someone to prove their name or something like that, and maybe you want their email address if they want to sign up to the mailing list, as an example. And for the custom information, whether or not that information is stored in the vault or if it's a single use piece of information. Down here, we've got a new function where you can request a liveness check of the user before they share the info. So this is really useful for very deep KYC where you need the person to prove that it's actually them that's sharing that info. So not someone else that's grabbed your phone and got your PIN or something like that. What it does is it scans your face, compares it to the ID that's already in the vault, and makes sure it's you before it shares that information. Then I can create query. And that's basically created. Now, if I go back to Zapier, what Zapier is saying at the moment is we're listening. It's on the right-hand side over here. And what that means is that they're basically waiting for data to be sent to it. And the easiest way to do that is go back to ShareRing Link. And if I go open query code, what it's going to do is open the QR code for that. Now, simple as opening my app, QR scanner, scan the QR code. And then in the app, you can basically see that it's asking for my booking ID, my name, and passport country. So booking ID, it doesn't have that. Name and passport country, it does have that. So booking ID, I click plus and enter the booking ID, click save. It's got all the information, it's ready to share. I click send data, my fingerprint. And then if I go back to Zapier, I click test trigger. You can see on the app that it's shared that information. Click test trigger. What I should be seeing is, bam, the information that has been shared. Verified name, verified passport, country from my passport, and booking values, and the result that's basically been sent. This is excellent. This is exactly what we wanted. Now, what we do is we just basically use that record that it's received to continue creating the translation the Zapier needs so it knows what to send to Google Sheets. Or if it was any other system, it would be the translation so it knows what to send to that other system. Say create, and the event is going to be create a spreadsheet row. So I've already selected that I'm going to be doing Google Sheets. That's great. So I continue that. It's already asked me, I set this up before because I've connected Google Sheets to this. It's already got my own Google Sheets in there connected. And then what I need to do is select the drive and the spreadsheet. I'll do my Google Drive, and then spreadsheet. I want to do the Zapier demo spreadsheet, and then the worksheet will be sheet 1. I've basically selected Drive, the spreadsheet, the worksheet, and then what I need to do is for name, booking number, and country, I basically click here and I tell it which hook it needs to catch. So name, what we want is this one here. See the other information there. So we want the name from the value of verified name. And what you want to do is always look for where it says value. And the booking number, we want to scroll down and look for one that starts with value, booking ID. Yes. And for country, we want to go down and find country. There we go. Just so you know, the name, booking number, country, it's grabbed that from the spreadsheet that I created before. So it's just grabbed that from the top row of those there. Then I go continue. And it's giving an example of the data that it needs to do. So it's just confirming all of the data that's going in. So which drive, the spreadsheet that it's using, the worksheet, and the values that are doing it. And I'm going to skip the test in this case. And what I'll do is I'll actually publish that. And that is absolutely done and complete. So let's say it's doing MailChimp or Salesforce. The only difference is that you'll need an account with those other systems, such as Salesforce. You'll need an account. You'll need an API account as well to start pushing data to them. So go through the apps, see what's available, start integrating with those. I'll show you how that actually looks. So this is published and it is running now. You can see this under recent here, published just now, and you can see that it says it's turned on there. So let's show that in action. So I'm going to basically jump to the QR code and I'm going to scan the QR code. So what I want to do is actually show the spreadsheet while I scan it. It does happen a bit fast, so blink and you'll miss it type of thing. So scan the QR code, which I've just done. And then the app will basically show the information that I need to share, saying that it's ready to share. So I have all of the correct information in there. Click send data, use my fingerprint, and then it's collecting and sending the information. And then within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, it sends the information all the way through to Zapier and then through to the spreadsheet. I'll do that one more time. Scan the QR code. I don't have the QR code on the screen at the moment. That's fine. And then it will show the information that I'm going to be sharing. I click send data, do my fingerprint, and then it says thanks for sharing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. 6 seconds to basically completely be processed, go through ShareRing Link, go to Zapier, and then go to the spreadsheet after the conversion's done on it. And that's it. That's how easy it is to do. So just a really quick recap in terms of what's required to create your own connection between ShareRing Link and Zapier. What we need to do is simply go to ShareRing Link. We created a query. So this query had attributes that we wanted to share. So this is the data, say government ID, generic values, custom values. So generic values can be any types of documents, technical information, financial information, personal information. Technical information is interesting because you can do device identifier, and device identifier is a way to make sure that it is unique. So let's say you're doing something like a competition or voting or something like that, but it's completely anonymous and you want to make sure that somebody doesn't do it twice with the same device. That's what device identifier does. So what you can do is effectively collect that. It tells us nothing about the person. It tells nothing about where they are. It doesn't give us any information about them. It's not like it's an IMEI number or something like that. And then you can just filter out any duplicates of that device ID, which means that you know that that is unique for that phone or that person. And then also things like the driver's license. And then, as we mentioned, the custom values. These are whether or not they're stored or not stored. So if I tick this one here, it means it's not stored. And that means that when I actually do the booking ID, I'll need to re-enter it every single time I use the vault. In the example that I gave you before, I made it a stored attribute, which meant that I didn't need to re-enter that data. It was already in the system itself. And we save changes. And then we simply go back to Zapier we created. In Zapier, we used AI to create the query and then pushed it to the spreadsheet. As an example of other types of systems that you can integrate with, let's go into create, do a new Zap, and I can basically go into actions, and I mean, it's a huge number. I click browse all, and all of the different types of things. I mean, I can even do things like connect to Internet of Things devices, like send information to those. If you look at sales and CRM tools, the list is huge. You've got Salesforce, Google Forms. We use it in sharing with Slack as well. So we send data to Slack. We've set up to use interaction with our HR tools as well. We use it for single sign-on for some of our systems also. There's a lot of things that we use it for. You can use it with even DocuSigns. You could actually use a connection between ShareRing Link and DocuSign to verify who you are as part of that DocuSign transaction, which is incredible. Please jump in, have a look at it, try a few different Zaps, see what you can create. Maybe you can create something and then on-sell it to your clients. This is the sort of thing that our value-added resellers are doing, not just with Zapier, but with their own webhooks and their own development. It is literally unlimited what you can do with ShareRing Link. Thank you, and I look forward to giving you our next how-to guide or demo.